That's what I think. That's what really like what you just said about the input output. I'm not really familiar with that. Like, because maybe I'm just
Bro,
grinding and I'm not really getting an output out of it. Like, I'll be thinking like I input like so much grind, but really I'm not really getting a lot from it.
so the way
What
I would look at it, like the way I started looking at it for me was like, okay, so if we're talking about let's talk about even when we talk about fitness, right? When people
Yeah,
talk about, when people talk about getting fit,
yeah,
let's think about it like this. A lot of people I say, I'll be in the gym, what I'm saying 2-3 hours a day, like I'm really putting in work. All right, it sounds good, right?
all right.
There's 24 hours in a day. Now, what are you doing for the other 21 hours? Let's keep it a buck. If you're saying that I'm grinding 3-4 hours in the gym, okay, but the rest of the other 20 hours, you ain't even sleep more than 5-6 hours. So you already messed yourself up there. Now let's get into what you're eating throughout the day. You shot yourself in the foot. Like you're saying that you're grinding, but then yet the rest of the day, let's say at 10 o'clock, you say I ate oatmeal, but then you put 3 scoops of peanut butter, you put sugary syrup so you don't gotta taste the oatmeal. You threw some
Now I
either
feel
cane
guilty. I ain't
sugar or
gonna lie.
brown sugar in that. You know what I'm saying? That was just for breakfast, right? Now
Yeah,
let's talk about lunch. I'm talking about, I had a salad. How much dressing did you put on that salad? You know what I'm saying? Or like
yeah,
you see, what I'm saying, like it's input to output. You're saying you worked out for 3 hours, but now
hmm,
the things that you're eating didn't make sense. How do you expect to then lose weight or maintain maybe your current weight, but everything else you're eating is so high in calories? Right? That doesn't like that's input to output. You can say you can say you put in 3 hours of like fitness or working out, but if we really want to get technical too, even within the workout session, how hard was you really going? Why are you in the gym for 3 hours in the first place? Like, what are you doing for
yeah.
3 hours? Like, you could
If
have
you
got
were to like grind 100% for 1 hour, it probably was better than you grinding for like 50% 4 hours. Probably like,
exactly, exactly, and that's how we can look to measure productivity to an extent, right? And I'm still doing my due diligence on this as far as research and testing it out. But it's the same thing we talk about, for example, the 80-20 rule. Have you ever heard of the 80-20 rule?
I heard about. I'm not so familiar with it.
So what the 80-20 rule is once again kind of like input to output. So what you're looking
Uh-huh.
to do is really focus on the 20% of the activities or the 20% of the most say high leverage, high net worth or like you're focusing on the priorities within the day, the 20% of the actions that'll produce 80% of the results. So
Mm,
it's like for example, I'll just use the example of say college, right?
mhm.
What are the things that you need to do to then maximize the results of why you're even going to school? You probably need to focus a focused effort for 2 to 3 hours to study. That focused effort would then generate the A or the B that you need. Now, what are you going to do for the rest of the day? Do you study in advance for other exams or other projects? So that
Mhm.
then now you have the rest of your week to do maybe networking, maybe watching certain YouTube videos on real estate or stocks or bonds or whatever the case is. Now you're looking to say, I maximize my time between Monday through Wednesday so that then I have Thursday through Saturday to network, to learn a new skill, to invest back into myself so that then 2 to 3 years from now, I'm looking at a completely different individual.
Hmm. So it's more like being strategic. Like you like okay. So first of all, you're saying too, you got to plan out your days too.
Oh,
Because
that
I
too.
think I'll do that. Yeah.
That too. So, but now see what I'm saying? Like, and this is if we really get deep with this, right? People talk about activities, people talk about losing weight, people talk about getting fit. If you already are realizing that there's certain activities that you should be doing and you're not doing, now you've identified the problem. So now you've brought awareness to the things that you need to change. So that's like step one. Now, what do you do next to then make sure you continue to do what is necessary for you to keep making progress within your life?
Hmm.
That's deep. What you just said is like, okay, I need to plan my day. Check. So now that you done said that out loud, Tuesday night, you better plan out Wednesday, the whole day. You know what I'm saying? Or at least the high leverage activities. Like what are the,
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Asking yourself, okay, what are the 3 to 4, 3 to 5 most important tasks that I must get done today?
All right. Hmm. Damn. It's a lot of things that like what you just said. Like if you keep thinking about it, like I be thinking like, oh, I gotta plan on my day. I gotta plan on my day. Like it's just like self awareness that I ignore at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's a matter of course, identifying what it is that you need to do. So it's
Yeah.
okay that like, it's like if you understand, okay, I'm messing up or there's certain things that I'm not doing, that's fine as long as you fix it or you change that behavior.
All right.
That's it. That's it.
Mm.
So we're not looking to beat ourselves up. We're not looking to say,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, I could have done so much in January. I didn't even do nothing." That's fine. But whatever you do for the rest of February, whatever you do for the March, April, May,
All right.
now, you know what I'm saying? You gotta start, being aware about it or say, okay, what are the goals or what are the things that I'm looking to achieve? What do I need to do to make those make it a reality?
Because at the end of the day, we human beings, so like you bound to like make like mistakes and like trip and stuff. But it
Yeah,
just all depends on like, do you want to change it?
facts. Like, do you want and that's the biggest question when people talk about fitness, because I'm only using examples that may be tangible or realistic for you as well.
Yeah.
We could talk about say certain things that I'm learning in business if you want to get into that as well. But
Okay.
it's like in terms of fitness, right? If someone understands that, man, I'm not in shape, and then yet like you're not going to the gym, or when you
Right.
go to the gym, you're not working hard. How do you expect to change who you currently are? Right? Or say that I want to get in shape, and yet you don't have to maybe even touch the gym yet. What are the things that you are eating every single day as to why you're not in shape? Let's talk about it.
You
Let's talk
getting down to like the root, like we going
about
like all the way
I'm
down.
but I'm just asking questions.
Yeah.
And then this is something I'm learning in sales. It's the same thing that I'm literally just asking questions to get down to what is it or what solution that I able to solve for you, as to then why should I get compensated? You see what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing. It's the same thing with real estate. I'm telling you, how many homes I probably showed people and they still decided to go with someone else. People don't like to talk about this, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. That is a terrible feeling. Like it is
Yeah.
something that I could have done or said that then led them to believing I'm the realtor they should go with.
Right.
Because if they go with somebody else, best believe I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting
Yeah.
paid. So that means I show houses for free.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's just keeping it a buck. Like like it is what it is. I was being of value. They got to see the house they wanted to. But then all right, you hit them up, you message them, you follow up with them, and then no money comes from you. Like, all right, you're like, oh, I don't like this,
Uh,
But it's part of the growing experience.
but when that happens, like you just look back on it and like realize what you like could have said to, pull them closer to it. Like you just like self reflect. Like how do you change like how do you change certain like results like and stuff like that? If that
So
makes sense.
yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. So for example, if say let's say, for example, like this used to happen to me, man, too many times. I'd
Uh-huh.
wake, I'd wake up and I'd wake up late. So let's say
Uh-huh.
I knew I should have started my day at 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. I didn't.
Uh-huh.
I did not. So let's say I'm getting out of bed 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at the latest. I'm sitting there like hurt, like I just lost 3, 4 hours of grind time, prime time I need to put in. So
Yeah.
I'm frustrated, but I'm frustrated with myself. So now
Uh-huh.
what needs to happen next? I could take it back to, okay, I shouldn't have went to bed so late. That's one. But then also two, hey, it's 10 o'clock. So what do I need to do from 10 o'clock to 10 p.m. to make some progress today?
Right.
There's nothing I can do about yesterday. There ain't nothing I can do about the last few hours I was just asleep. I'm pissed. But best believe I'm not gonna waste this time that I have going forward. So
All
what
you
am
can
I
do is really dwell on it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what you
That's
can
what it is. But you're saying as far as say you're netting certain results that you do not like, I think you
do.
have to then break down what is it that you could have done better to then produce a greater result.
Mhm.
So that's why I understand. Like, yeah, I was making hundreds of phone calls, like cold call, like getting cussed out, like talking about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, getting cussed out by people who don't even know me. But I realized, okay, there's something that I either said in that script, or of course they're angry because I'm their eighth call this morning. Like, don't put that on me, or of course understanding that, okay, like maybe I don't want to say maybe shoot them a text. It just depends. Right. So it's just like, what could I have done better within that conversation so it didn't end the way it ended? or understanding that, oh, maybe they really do want to sell their home, but I didn't close for the appointment. And so because I didn't close for the appointment or confirm the address, now I lost out on a possible deal.
Mm. So you go all the way down to like the like you like really like go down to the root of it and just realize, because a lot of things probably people will overlook, like what you just said, like they'll be like, it's not that big of a deal. But what you're saying is like you try to go for like the most littlest thing to try to like change.
It is that big of a deal though. You know what I'm saying? Like well, I think it depends on the individual. I really do think it depends on the individual, because say somebody who's in the gym, they want to get their chest bigger. They're gonna understand that as I'm getting the bar up, let it be that I'm actually feeling a squeeze in my chest. But that's people who want to say get a bigger chest. Some people who say, hey, I'm just here to hey, I'm here to get it in, call it a day. They're maybe not as technical. So it all goes back to, I believe, people's desires. I didn't want to keep getting cussed out. I didn't want to keep getting yelled at. I didn't want to keep on dialing and not setting appointments. So I said, okay, I have to get better at scripts. So I had to study scripts. I had to study the script to say, okay, what is it that I'm saying? All right, is this a better script I can study? Cool, let me study that as well, study that as well. So when somebody gives me an objection, bet this is what we're gonna go with. But I had to break it down for me personally because I wanted a greater result. And oftentimes it netted a greater result, but I fell out of it because it wasn't producing the results, once again, that I desired. I was on, like, say, if you're talking about opportunity, I was like at a level maybe 2 out of level 5 because of me not knowing what to do next or asking.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, kind of broke up.
Did you hear what I just said? Or it's my
Nah, because it kind of broke up a little bit.
Oh, that's my internet connection, man. So I said, so it's two things. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said, so it's two things. The first piece is, am I doing what is necessary to then, of course, taking it to the next level, right? Depending upon what is the result that I'm looking to net, am I doing what I need to do? And then the second piece is, am I actually, more so willing to change it and saying that at the end of the day, it's my fault, right? So it's up to me to then look to change my life.
All right.
So I'm not giving that power to nobody else.
And that's what I think a lot of people don't realize too. Like, it's really up to you. Like, nobody's gonna come and save you, like, out of your situation. I think some people be thinking like, yo, magically your situation, you got to change your situation.
It's not like, you got to be willing to put the work in, or maybe certain sacrifices. And for me, that's why I said I'm in my learning phase right now, so that when I'm posting content or I'm getting out there and I'm talking to people that are millionaires or people that are further along in the process than me, they don't think it happened by accident.
Yeah.
I intentionally had to put the work in. I intentionally had to put my name out there. I intentionally had to go build a relationship with them. And so that then when my life changes in 1 day, in 1 week, in 1 month, in 3 months, nah, I don't think I wasn't grinding for the last 4 or 5 years.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not just overnight. Yeah.
It's not overnight. Depending on what it is that you want, though. Like, because for me, I want long-lasting wealth. That's what I desire. So that means I've sacrificed, or I put in work for the last 4 to 5 years, so that then when I'm having these high-level conversations, or I'm put in high positions, is because of work that I've done for the last few years, that people are like, no, this guy here, he's different. See what I'm saying?
And I think I want to dig deeper into like when you was like your productivity. Like, I think that's what I really struggle with. Like, I really be thinking like I'm grinding, but I'm really not, though, if I think about it, because the input of it may seem like so big, like, oh my gosh, I'm grinding, but the output don't really be much. So you're saying is like I have to figure out like what exactly to grind on. Like, I want you to talk about that more.
That right there. So you're finishing up the thought in itself. Like, so what I had to learn is, when you ask yourself powerful questions, you're then going to receive powerful answers. Right. So, for example, if more people did this, what do I need to do to get in shape? Maybe I should sleep more. Maybe I shouldn't eat so late. Maybe I should focus on eating cleaner foods, like let's say ground turkey, let's say mixed vegetables, let's say brown rice, a little bit of white rice, let's say portion control. I asked myself one question, came up with 4 different answers. You see what I'm saying? So if you
But
ask
you also do have to be willing to like do your information on that too. Cause like what you said, cleaner
yourself,
foods. A lot of people don't even know that.
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But it goes back to once you ask yourself that question of what do I need to do to get in shape, bro. If you typed it into Google, said what do I need to get in shape, then Google will solve your. You see,
Nah, it's lucky. It's on your fingertips. Like,
it's on
yeah.
your fingertips. It's on your fingertips. So it's the same way to say that, but depending on what it is that you also want to, do, right? It also depends on you saying, okay, what is it that I need to do so that then I can say produce a certain result. But it's like if you want to get math specific, it's talking about, okay, when I was thinking about the grind, let's say, so I'm 22 right now. Let's say when I was 18, yes, I would study for, what I'm saying, 3, 4 hours a day. And I was locked in. Then I'd be like, all right, I gotta do 5 to 10 posts today. So then I'll go and just type up the post, send the post out. Then I'd be like, okay, well, after I'm done studying, I'm gonna go to the mall. I used to do this. I don't talk about this a lot, but I really used to do this. Man, I used to go to the mall and ask random people, like, how do they feel as if that we can look to change the world? I don't even know these people, but it helped in the sense of,
Mhm.
icebreaker, being uncomfortable, you
Right.
know, delivery. So it helped those things, but it was kind of
Right.
like, why did I? So it maybe in the moment I didn't realize that it was helping me become a greater speaker, but it's like I could have done so many other things to become a better
Yeah.
speaker.
Right.
So it helped. It helped because now I can
Yeah.
talk to random people who I don't know like at all and say, pay attention to body language, tonality, how comfortable they feel, all that stuff. But you would have to ask yourself, okay, so what is the goal? Like essentially this. What is the goal that you're looking to achieve? Right?
Mhm.
What do I need to do to get there?
Mhm.
So you asking yourself, in a sense, 2 questions. What is it that I want to achieve? What do I need to do to get there?
Mhm.
Because if you're saying that you want to be more productive, you'd have to understand that what is the goal, in my opinion. Because when I think about it, right, if you said that, okay, I want to get an A on a test, what work do I need to put in to get that A? Oh, it's too easy. Maybe I need to go to one study group a week. Maybe I need to study 1 hour a day and I'll be straight for the exam.
Mhm.
Maybe, maybe I need to pay more attention when I'm sitting in the lecture. Maybe I need to record the lecture on my phone. You see what I'm saying? Like those are options as far as what somebody can do to literally maybe be better in class.
Yeah.
So maybe it starts with, okay, what defining the goal. And then now
Mhm.
you have to kind of reverse engineer what needs to happen to accomplish the goal.
So it starts off by asking yourself, like, honestly, like honest questions, like, okay, what am I lacking in? What am I trying to achieve? And you gotta be real honest too. I think that's the thing too. A lot of people like they'll lie to themselves and be like,
Yeah,
"Man, now I don't gotta do all that extra stuff." But really, you kind of do if you want to get
really you
somewhere.
do. Like, and that's why when people bring up Kobe, right? Why do they bring up Kobe? Because he
Yeah,
was different. Like he trained harder than everyone else. So when he was sitting there saying, I'm the greatest, or this is why I have so many rings, or this is why you can't beat me, it's not like he just saying it out of like, oh, I'm just being cocky. It was confidence because he put in the work. He put in way more work than everyone else.
and your work ethic too. Like you grinding, that produces like confidence. Like
It
because you
does.
know in your back of your head, man, I grinded for this, so I can for
I
sure.
earned it. I earned this. I tell people all the time, like, this is not, it's not, I don't deserve anything. I earned it.
Yeah,
I worked for it. Like I literally put in work for even where, and it's the same thing, man. There's just so many quotes, man. It's the same thing that somebody says, somebody, let's say millionaires and billionaires are self-made, right? I'm gonna butcher this quote. I know I am, but
that's
millionaires and billionaires are self-made, right? So they're
mhm.
self-made. So why isn't it the same thing when somebody say within poverty, why are they not also then taking responsibility for their situation? What needed to happen? Did you need to talk to certain people? Did you need to say, okay, I'm in this shelter for right now, but in 3 months I'll change my life based off of this, and that? Like, what needs to happen? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, of course, there's some situations where someone did, it's super unfortunate, and there was literally they did nothing wrong, and it happened. But there's some
Yeah,
situations.
we're not. I think I know what you're saying. You're not talking about those like extreme situations. Obviously, like certain stuff happened, but I think you're talking about like a decision where you could really change your situation and you just decide not to.
You
Then yeah,
chose not to. You chose
yeah,
not to.
yeah.
So it's just the reality of it. And so it goes back to what is it that you want to accomplish and what needs to happen, for me to get there. And I mean, I learned this through pain, mentorship, my own failures. Like that's why now when I talk to people who are younger than me, I'm like, bro, what can I tell you so you don't have to go through the same things that I'm going through? Right. But in a sense, I'll also be doing like consulting and help people become more productive, like in like the near this workshop is going to be the start because this workshop, discipline over motivation, that I'm doing this Sunday, boy.
It's crazy you say that because I'm starting to learn that too. About motivation fades away, but discipline, even if you don't want to do it, you're gonna get up and do it.
Lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that I'm not motivated. I'm disciplined. Like I don't want to go to the gym every day, but I go to the gym every day so that then when I tell somebody you need to go to the gym, Bobby in the gym every day. So I'm telling you to go to the gym because I'm in the gym every single day. I don't want to be a
Mm,
contradiction.
mm. So like, I had a question, but I lost my train of thought. Down.
No, you good, bro. You good.
I lost my train of thought. Was there like a moment in your life where like you decided like yeah, I gotta just change. Like I ain't going the right way. This ain't the right path to go on.
Man, it kind of for me, honestly, it happened in a little bit of middle school and high school, right?
Mm,
Because one of my mentor, I always speak on is Mr. Paul Saunders. He put a book in my hand when I was like
mm,
16 or so. And I started going to like a little bit of like networking events. And so
mm,
as I got in those environments, it shaped my mind to say that, first of all, there's people who got money. There's people who got money. What do I
yeah,
need to get that money? But also it was kind of like I don't currently like where it is that I'm heading. And if I don't change my life or if I don't change my behavior, my circumstances are not going to change. And so I
yeah.
first like Think and Grow Rich. I read, The Magic of Thinking Big. I read Live Your Dreams by Les Brown. And I just wanted more and more and more books.
Mm,
And then by doing so, that's how I got into like the self-development and professional development field. And then I just kept wanting to look to be a greater speaker. So now
mm,
I'm so focused on my results, or as far as like, in the near future, being like, okay, my net worth is at 6 figures, or like in accumulation of assets, I have maybe over 100K in assets, or I have over 500K in assets. Like this is why you should book me for a speaker, right? Or book me as a speaker. So I'm there, like I'm in the mix. I'm on panels, I'm doing keynotes, but it's also like want to get to the point where somebody said, no, that guy, oh, he's still building, or he young, oh, he hungry. I gotta book him. And
yeah.
if they don't book me, hey, but just know we working. So
Mm,
you know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, it happened when I was 16. Well, my mentor put a book in my hand, and I decided that, how was I 9 years old talking about I wanted to retire my mom? And if my activities don't change, there's no way I'm gonna retire my mom. So if I
That's the same thing with me.
don't get
Like,
wealthy, there's no way I will be able to retire my family. There's no way.
yeah.
So that's why I'm willing to do what's necessary.
Mm-hmm. So it's just like it was a mindset shift for you. Like you also knew too. Like I think a lot of people get it wrong too. Like what we just talked about like way earlier. That it's not only about how hard you work, it's about the information like you obtain. Like you
Fact.
started like reading more, you started like looking out for things so you could obtain like, a wealthy mindset to the point where like your information literally makes you money and literally money comes to you like type. That's what I'm
Fact.
trying.
Yeah, like it was a matter of, and then here's the thing too, though, right? Is that you have to take action on the information that you are obtaining. And I wasn't, and for the last couple of years, I've been doing that, but to what extent have I been doing that? So now
Mm-hmm.
the next week, the next year, or really like the next month, like I've been going hard on, or if I'm watching a podcast and I'm watching a video, what is it that I'm about to take from this video and implement within my business or products that I'm currently giving to people? Like I'm
Mm.
straight, like I'm not, there's no, oh, maybe let me sit and digest this, maybe, but nah, I got to take action on this today, right now, the ASAP. If I'm running ads, how can I make my copy better on the ads so people actually click on my link? Like I need to be taking action today.
Like applying it, like because you can have all the information in the world, but if you don't apply it to your daily lifestyle, then there's no point.
It means nothing. It's nothing.
Mm. And by you, like, when you say like if you listen to a podcast or something like that, and you're trying to take away information from that podcast, are you like writing it down? Are you like, what are you doing to make sure like it sticks in your head? If that makes sense.
I do write, or I refer back to the video again, or
Mm-hmm.
when I journal, because I journal daily. So what I do is, for the most part, I'll probably like put a quote at the top of my pages. Like I'll just show you. So like say for example, let's say, because what I really don't be cheap. I don't be playing. So for example, let's say January 12th. God, I like to date it too. And what I
Right.
do is I write the quote at the top, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I write the quote at the top, say leverage is the game to maximize output. Right. So I write quotes that I learned within a podcast. Or I'll be like, I gave up 10% of my income for 90% of my time back. These are both gems that I learned in a podcast, and I wrote it down because I was like, oh, this is fire. Boom, write it down.
Right.
Okay, what do I need to do to create more leverage in my life? Well,
Mm-hmm.
I clearly got to make more money. And then you can, of course, leverage out certain things. So now I'm looking to think differently because these are people that are further along in the process than me. You know, so what do I need to do differently so that then I can honestly speed up the learning curve?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's a lot
Yeah.
of stuff. I mean, this is essentially what people call like of course, like strategy session, but this is
Mm-hmm.
a conversation too. And so it's a matter of like, yeah, I'm giving them like as I'm learning, as I'm growing, I'm giving them the gem. But it's also like it has to be worked upon. So now this is a matter of my behavior. These are my experiences now. So how we're having this conversation are things that I've learned. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
looking at a piece of paper and saying, all right, let me tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like these are things that I've actively learned because I'm taking action every single day, even if it's that small. Best believe I'm getting better every single day, every single day. But
Due
it's
to the simple fact because you learned it and you actually apply it. That's what you're trying to say.
that too, yeah. But also like when we talk about like the compound effect. So what happens is, so now like there's just so many different nuances. But what the compound effect is, right, is
Mm-hmm.
everything that we do on a daily basis does not add up. It multiplies. So this is why, essentially, when people talk about focus, what are they talking about? They're saying put all your effort or majority of your time into one thing and expand on that one thing so that you can build that, scale that a lot faster than anything else.
So you're saying focus on one thing instead of multitasking and like putting your like dividing your focus. Like, okay, this thing gets 20%, this gets 20%. Instead, you're saying 100% just focus on one thing, then you move on to the next.
I mean, I can only speak on like not only say things I've learned, but I'll just speak on more so what I've done, right? I'm not gonna because I'm
If
just
that makes sense, yeah.
yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense, but it's like so the reason why people talk about focus is so powerful. The reason why we talk about focus being so powerful is because when you put all your time, energy, and attention into one singular thing, the goal, of course, is to think about how quickly that one thing will grow because you're putting in all your time and energy and focus into it.
Yeah.
So somebody say in school, right? And they're just locked in on just school. You'd be like, bro, your grade should be you straight A's. Why should
Yeah.
you not be
Right.
straight A's? You only in school. Like that's what people would be. You know, that's the philosophy of it. But you know, school's
Yeah.
hard. There's tests and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's
I
just
agree.
like it's just a matter of what it is that you're looking to focus on should then grow. Because why are you focusing on it if it's just for what then? Like what are we doing then? Like, do you want to get better at it? Do you want to learn another skill? Like, what are you then doing it for?
What's the outcome of it, basically?
What's the outcome of it? Like, but you're looking to focus. The reason you look to focus is so that you can give it more attention so it can grow at a faster rate, essentially.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying now.
So, I mean, but for me personally, it depends on the things that I'm multitasking on. So, like when I go back, or say I go back, I activate my license, right? My real estate license, get that active.
Right.
I did real estate for like 2 years. And I've always been talking and learning about real estate for the last couple of years. So it's never like I just lost it. So now when I come back to it, I can say, hey, This is what you need to do to be able to purchase a house, but don't get that information solely from me. Let's go talk to one of my qualified lenders that I know. And I'll give you a list of 2 or 3 people that I know. You can call them, see which lender gives you the best rates, get you pre-qualified, get you in a house in about 60 to 90 days. But I learned that off of me going through real estate for 2, 3 years. You see what I'm saying? So it all comes back to kind of like compounding, letting your skills compound. So that's why it's a process. That's why when I see people who are 16, 17, I say, oh, you want to grind or you want to make money? It's like you just beginning to think differently is what will then help you become greater than what you currently are. Because maybe like you say wanting to learn about money, right? Say somebody's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Say they just want to learn how to make money. And they say, yeah, I could go get a job. I could. You could definitely go get a job, work that job. They're going to pay you, but you're going to get paid. But now you say, I want to learn how to make money more so on my production. So, so now you're looking to have to learn different skills. If it is marketing, if it's sales, if it's networking, to then get you, say, maybe, I don't want to use the word further ahead because it's subjective, but you want to grow at a different rate than if you were to work a job. Let's just financially, because you have to learn different skills to say, this is why you should buy your house with me, or this is why you should sign this life insurance policy, right? It's different. So it's the process.
Obtaining skills and information is really one of the keys to, being, how do I say this? Like getting paid without, somebody else paying you. Like
it is different. It's a different type of grind, bro. It's a different type of grind because you're not guaranteed. You're not as guaranteed a check than if you were to maybe work a job. But then realistically too, it's like, say they fire you, then that check gone too. So it's kind of like, are you ever really guaranteed a check? But then you get into a different type of conversation that,
if you were being honest, you're not actually guaranteed a check.
Really
because
not.
At the end of the day, every day you got to get up and, just make it happen. So like you said, like I can go to my job today. They could fire me right now on the spot. Now it's like, okay, what I gotta do now to get paid?
What I gotta do now. That's how it be. That's how it is though. But that's part of the process too. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it all comes back to information, but it all comes back to like information and then applying that information. Because now, like a quote that I referenced, or a principle more so that I referenced in the workshop, is that I must change my behavior for me to then look to change my circumstances. So my behaviors and my actions must change in order for me to change my circumstances.
If you have the same behavior and you have these certain high level goals that you would obtain, it's not going to work out because your behavior don't reflect that. Like I'm starting to realize this too, like especially my goals in terms of financially, like the certain behavior I have with dealing with money, it won't reach the goals I have. Like it won't at all. Like it doesn't fit. It's like a puzzle. It won't fit.
Right. Like there's certain things that I have to do for me to then get to the next level.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? So are people willing to make that sacrifice? That's the question people must, be willing to ask themselves. That's what I think about on a daily basis. Are you willing to sacrifice some pleasure and then go through the pain? And then when you finally get to that result, it's because you're willing to sacrifice that pleasure to get to where you want to be in life. To an extent, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all subjective.
Okay, another question. So you're saying like you have all the information in the world, right? But you still have to apply it. So by you saying applying it, you think it's like a one-time decision? Okay, you know what? Everything I get, I'm just gonna do it. Or is it more of you have to get in the habit of doing it? Like, does that mean is it more of like
you do technically have to get into a habit of doing it, because then you don't want to just keep on starting and stopping things, right? So it's like, say you want to say you want to get more in shape, right? Somebody says, I want to be in shape. So what behavior would you then have to change? The fact that you're not even going to the gym at all, or the fact that you're overindulging on food. You'd have to change those behaviors to then become the individual who is fit, so that then it sticks with you and it's a lifestyle now. So this is why when we talk about positive habits, it's important to change the person who we used to be to get to where we want to go. It's the same thing with fitness. It's the same thing with, I believe, people's mentalities. It's the same thing with making money. I have to change who I previously was. That person must die for me to essentially then get to where I want to go.
Mm. Yeah, I'm
And
quiet. I'm just soaking all. Yeah, I'm just thinking.
yeah, and I'm definitely glad we could definitely have this conversation for real.
Yeah, man. Cause I ain't gonna lie, it's just I don't know. It's just I just want. I don't want to say I want to change. I just want to get to where I know. I just want to. The vision I have for myself, I got to get there. It's an obligation. I can't like procrastinate. Like, yeah, I'm done with the mentality. Like, I'm young. I got time. I don't care about that no more. I don't got time. That's how I look at it every day. Every day I wake up, it's a blessing. So how do I utilize that blessing that God gave me? Like
Right,
every day. Like
right,
that's my mindset. Like right now. Like I need to get to the man that I know and will be.
right. And giving yourself more so like the room and opportunity to grow. And so one of
Yeah.
the things that you've already identified is that, okay, I need to change because everything that I've done up until this point has got me to where I currently am. So what do I need to do next to go to the next level? And so maybe it could be a lot of things that have to change or a few things that have to change, but something has to change, you know? So, and it's good though. It's good because it's probably going to be hard. And that's good because if it was easy, right, we go back to everyone would do it.
Everybody would do it, yeah. That's why it's not easy.
That's why
And but I look at it as like growth pains. Like
it is. It's character development. It literally is like the pain, the strife, the suffering, the sacrifices. It's character development to who you are as an individual. That's why when you hear millionaires say, look, I had to change who I used to be, or I understand that if I was to lose everything today, I would get it right back. And people be like, hey, how are you able to get right back? Because I had to change who I was. And so
yeah.
the new person I am today, bet, give me a year. Give me a year, I get it all back. Or give me
It's
2 years.
funny you said I heard that before. I heard that before. Like you could put a successful man, like make him lose all his wealth, assets, and everything, and he'll have it right back.
Have it right back. Have it right back. This is crazy. It's not crazy, but it's, are we willing to do what is necessary for us to get to where we want to go? And that's the question
Huh.
that people have to ask themselves. Because it's going to be hard, and that's fine. What am I willing to do to get there? Me, I'm willing. I done made the sacrifices. It's time. This year is time. I'm gonna put on a master class on how I got it, how I did it, what I had to do, who I talked to, how I networked, how I built relationships, how I continue to make progress even on days when I didn't feel like it. I'm documenting all of that in the process of getting clients and making sales because I'm giving that much value for it.
So the days that you feel like that you're not technically in the mood to do it, it's just your discipline that makes you still get up and do it.
I swear, I swear. So I had for the last, let's say, 2 weeks, I've been on a social media hiatus, right? So I haven't been posting on social media. I just made a slight post yesterday and a little bit today for my workshop I'm doing on Sunday. That's it. But understand that every single day I was still making progress. Regardless, I didn't need to post it on social media. I was working in the background. So when I come back on, say, maybe possibly March 1st, people go, oh, oh, damn. Oh, you
That's how
moving?
you come in. Yeah.
Oh, you moving different? Am I though? It just looks different because I had to take a step back, and now that I'm back, you think it's different, but this is really how I should have been moving the whole time. But
Right.
I had to, disassociate to come back to be like, oh, I got it. Click, boom, got it. So yeah, it's discipline. Motivation used to get me to where I was, 4 years ago. But I look at that person who I used to be 4 years ago, and I'm like, bro, I run circles around you.
Right.
But that's because I had to grow, and I'm still not even the best. I'm still not the best. I still have a lot of building to do. I'm not where I want to be. I'm not satisfied.
Growth is really a decision. I don't think like obviously like people think like people naturally grow, but I don't think so. I think it's a decision because you
Mm,
could be the same way you were when you were 20, and when you're 35, you could be the same person.
you'll be the same person. You decided, you made a decision to not change. A gem that I actually said in a keynote that I did, right? I
Uh-huh.
said, this is the last, I said, I'll leave you with this last thing. That's what I told the crowd. I only spoke for like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I said, when you are born, you look like your parents. But when you die, you look like your decisions. Thank you. And I walked away. And I was like, bruh. And people were like, wow, gem. Because you look like your decisions. You are a sum of the things that you decided to do.
All right.
That's it. Like, don't make no excuses. Don't blame nobody. It's your fault. And it's always going to be my fault.
Uh, uh,
Yeah, sir.
really got me thinking.
I love the conversations, bro.
It got me thinking to the point where like I gotta like change even down to my thoughts.
Your
Like,
thoughts, your circle, your activities, your habits, all of it. Your energy, bro, all of it. In my opinion, depending on how far you want to go, how like how you want to build your foundation. You know what I'm saying? That's what's most important. And there's a whole bunch of like gems or processes, frameworks that we can get into, but we legitimately have to book another session because it's
yeah,
more like it's more like I'd be like talk about stacking your whys, right? So it's not like so when you talk about discipline, it's a matter of I continue to keep going because I do it for this person, I do it for me, I do it for that person, I do it because I can't quit, I do it because like there's so many different reasons why I'm like, bro, I won't stop, even if I want to, I won't stop. That's me though, right? Then you get into why we talk about iron sharpens iron. Everybody loves that phrase, everybody loves that quote, but how many people live by it? The people I surround myself with, let them be dogs. Let them be people that I'm like, let them call me. And I'm like, ooh, I was just asleep. I gotta,
all right.
I ain't even talked to them yet. I seen my phone ring. I said, dang,
Yeah.
I gotta get it back right now. Ooh,
Cause
right now.
off rip, they grinding right now. So
It's
like they gonna
true.
ask you what you doing, and then
But
you gonna look embarrassed like, oh yeah, I'm sleeping. When it's like, dang, like they probably gonna realize be like, dang, you're not even the person I thought you.
nah. Because why? The same people that you hang around with, they done seen what it is that you've done over the last couple of years. And that's how I've even gotten to where I'm currently at. Because people done seen me, they've been seeing me put in the work. Another thing is too, right? Is that you understand that not everyone deserves to sit at your table. There's a whole framework too. We talk about iron sharpens iron, but the other duality of that is why do you think people look to move out of their home state? If you can, if you ever get that opportunity. Why? Because the people that I grew up with, they're great and all great. There was cool people in that season that I was in. But now, because of what I'm striving for, cannot be the same person I used to be.
So everything got to change. Even the environment got to change because they're not
It,
even trying to get tempted to go back to that old person.
it has to. The environment has to change too. Or you go to say a room and your environment within that room is different. Like I have a bookshelf right next to me. I see these books every day. So I'm like, I done read majority of them. Oh, okay, I got work to do. You
Yeah.
know, I done read all these books. All right, it's the action now is what's gonna take me to the next level. The knowledge is there. I've read it. It's now time to implement. It's time to get active.
And you implementing it is just you making the sole decision. Like, okay, let's do it. Ain't no excuses. Let's just do it. It
Yeah, I think
wasn't no like blueprint. Like you just
there.
made a decision. You just made a decision
Well,
to apply it.
so now think about it, right? There is that decision that I want to change my life, and what do I need to do next? The next, say, phrase or framework is who do I need to find? Who do I need to talk to? So that then I can learn something from them so I don't have to make my process as brutal.
Right.
You feel me? It's still gonna be
Yeah.
hard, but because they've already done X, Y, and Z, I don't have to make my process as brutal.
Right.
They already can give me that roadmap. I've paid for mentorship. I've invested thousands of dollars into myself, essentially. I've
Mhm.
paid for it and it's helped. It's gotten me further and further every single time. And so while I'm not where I want to be, that's fine. That's cool. But best believe I'm not gonna stop.
All right.
So it's a multitude of decisions. Are you willing to make that sacrifice?
And you don't look at it as like a waste of money or something like that. You look at it as like I still gained something from it.
I gained something from it. Because and I learned this too, right? Is that I listen a lot to Alex Hermosi. That's a whole gem drop right there. That man, boy, be dropping gems. Him and his wife be dropping gems.
What's that name?
Alex Hermosi, I'll text it to you. I'll text it
All
to you. So what he said is that yeah, you paid for mentorship, but don't like hate or bash on that teacher. Just keep on looking to grow because maybe there's something that you're not doing within the process as to why you're not where you want to be yet. So maybe it's like, yeah, you learned how to, maybe become a better speaker or package yourself as a better speaker, right? But maybe you need to work on copy. And what copy is when you like run ads, like the wording that you use to make people sign up or look to pay you. So I have to work on that to have people, contact me. Oh, okay, cool. I have things I have to work on.
All right.
So then when I get this well-oiled machine going, oh, it ain't by accident.
Hmm.
So it's a process. That's why when people talk about that's why it's essential to start today, is because now you've started today. You didn't start tomorrow, you didn't start next week, you started today, you made a decision to change. Now everything after that is dependent upon what you need to do to get to the next level.
What you just said right there was very powerful. It don't seem like it seemed like it was simple, but that's so true. Like even me myself, I struggle with that. I'll be like, and next week, and tomorrow, and 2 days from now. I'll do it on the weekend.
That's
But I feel
procrastination.
like when I say what you guys say,
That's procrastination, bro.
yeah, like, and then I realized, like, I don't know if it was like me building my relationship with God. So I just started to realize, like, life is a gift. So, like, each day you're given, utilize it. Like, stop thinking, like, I got next week. I don't got next week. I got right now.
Guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. That's why I always say, right? Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is deserved. I earned it. I earned it. I had to work for it.
Yeah.
And maybe off of me working for it, then I can say I deserved it, but I earned it. I worked for it. It didn't
All
just,
right.
yeah, maybe the opportunity fell in your lap, but you had to take it. You had to work to get that opportunity or multiply that fruit. So at the end of the day, life is a game of choices. How do you want to play this game?
Mm.
You already know, bro. You've been having my number. I'm happy that you actually took the time and the energy to book the session, bro. That's why I'm willing to stay on Zoom with you. Because I understand that you're in the process of continuing to look to grow. And all you need is just a little bit of information, a little bit of guidance and execution. You just run with it. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that because I'd be thinking to myself, bro, when I was younger, I wish I had somebody like me that would say in the mud or was grinding. And then, oh man, how did they do that? Bro, you ain't see him. He's been grinding for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just happy. I'm just more so happy. I'm happy for you.
Appreciate it, man. It's like, especially like when you're not even doing it for only you. You doing it for like multiple reasons, like your family or something like that, or like just people you know that you want to take care of. Like it's more than myself. Like if that was the case, if it was all about me, then right now I probably wouldn't even book. I would probably be asleep right now if it was about me. But it's
Hey,
more than me. So like that's the reason why I gotta go and you feel me. I gotta go and get to where I want to. I gotta be. It's
facts,
not about like you know the man I want to become.
facts. And you owe it to yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's hitting. I'm
Yeah.
loving it. It's
Yeah.
hitting. But it's high level conversations, bro. I'm speaking to you from my experiences and the things that I've learned. Cause I'm gonna keep it a buck always. I'm still in the process. But best believe in a month, in a week, how did you do that? Bro, I've been grinding. Everything just now clicked. You see, it could happen so fast. Literally. You just have to give yourself the opportunity to get lucky.
Mhm.
So you gotta put in the work. That's it. That's all. That's it.